Hello, and welcome to ASMR by Zenil. Here's my part 2 of my new books that I've gotten to add to my collection. If you want to go back and watch the first one, you can. But I will be reading a little bit about each book that I got, reading the synopsis, maybe some stuff on the inside pages, and then I'll be doing some page flipping. It is by far one of my favorite sounds to listen to, page flipping. Okay, first one is My Funny Demon Valentine. It was on sale, so I grabbed it. It's got pretty side sprayed edges. Yeah, it's very cute. Fun little book. I hear it's kind of, funny and spicy. So, New York Times best-selling author, My Funny Demon Valentine. My kitty cat is being quite insatiable today. Just watching him. Alright. From the instant New York Times best-selling author Aurora Asher comes the first novel in a wickedly funny, spicy series about demons, curses, and a very bad thing called love. Asmodeus, Prince of Hell, just wants to make music, jazz specifically. Unfortunately, he's a demon, and he's supposed to be evil. Clearly, for Ash, a career as a musician isn't exactly an option. Plus, he's cursed. Sick of playing by the rules, Ash and his 3 brothers escape hell in search of freedom on Earth. But it's harder than ye thought to keep their enemies off their tails. Yet everything changes for Ash when he meets a beautiful violinist who can see through his curse. No matter the risk, he has to have her. Evangeline Gregory is just your average human. She works at a jazz bar, plays gigs on weekends, and apparently hallucinates demons. At least that's what Eva tells herself. When moments after she meets the man of her dreams, she sees him shift into a 7-foot-tall monster. Not believing her own eyes, Eva decides to investigate and soon finds herself in the middle of a supernatural cluster bleep. But Ash isn't the only one keeping secrets, and the shocking truth will change Eva's life forever, or maybe just doom it. The path to love can be complete hell. Deliciously devilish romance. Kimberly Lemming, author of The Time I Got Drunk and Scared a Demon. Interesting. Okay. It's very pink on the inside. Has like a hot pink. I will read both of their little quotes here. It says, Ash, this is apparently the demon, that was part of the fun of Earth. Everything was always too much or not enough. A little too hot or too cold, too salty or too sweet, too loud or too quiet. There was always some lack, something that could be changed to make the moment more enjoyable, and it was never ending. That was the beauty of it. Okay. And then there's praise for it. A spicy supernatural good time with endearing characters and humor baked into a fun, unique love story. I'm so excited for the next one. Hannah Nicole. She's the author to Assistant to the Villain, which I just finished reading. Very good book. I cannot recommend it enough. It's funny, it's quirky, all that fun stuff. Holy hot grand piano keys. This one hooked me from the first chapter, and I didn't let go until the very end. Ash was so sweet and lovable, but still had the vibe of a man that would bring you the head of their enemies. So perfect, basically. Eva was strong and held her own. Combined, these two make for a deliciously devilish romance. And that's the Kimberly Lemon I already said before. More books by them. My Demon Romance, My Funny Demon Valentine, Demon Hunter, Demon with Benefits, Guardian Demon, Beauty and the Demon, Fallen Demon, My Funny Demon Valentine. Interesting. The beginning of a bad joke, and it jumps right in. Longer chapters. Yep. Let's see what we have at the end here. These are longer chapters. Excerpt from My Demon Hunter. So I guess that's a different book. I don't know if it's the second one. Yes, it is. Okay, so that is a little excerpt of the next book, I believe. It's Dear Reader, playlist. I've never really understood the point of playlists. I don't listen to music while I read. Yeba, that's a great song, Waterfall. If you've never heard that song, you should. Waterfall by Yeba. Great song. Pretty cool. I like to see if there's an epilogue or anything like that. Nope. So there's that one. Oh, I didn't read hers. Even if the alternative meant that monsters were real, she supposed she didn't want to believe that life was really as ordinary as it appeared, and that demon men only existed in fantasy. Maybe it was because she would have to accept that she too was as ordinary as she appeared, no matter what that little voice inside whispered in her ear. Alright, there's that one. Put it right there. And then I got this one. The Dark Becomes Her. I'm not gonna lie. The cover of this one caught me so quick that I probably would have bought it regardless of how it sounded. You will want to stay in Ruby's world for long after the book ends, even if it means facing those strange monsters you sometimes see out the corner of your eye. Isn't that fun though? That artwork is beautiful. Absolutely stunning. It's 2 authors. Oops, didn't mean to hit the microphone, sorry. Let's read the synopsis here. Ruby Shen has always played the part of the dutiful eldest daughter, excelling in school, excelling in piano lessons, excelling at keeping her younger sister Tina focused on extracurriculars meant to impress college admissions officers. But when a ghost from the spirit world attacks Ruby in the middle of Vancouver's Chinatown neighborhood, her life is plunged into a darkness that no amount of duty can free her from. Overnight, Ruby's sister seems to change. There are strange noises coming from her bedroom at all hours, and the once sweet, funny Tina has been replaced by something dark and unnatural. As Ruby races to save her sister from the demonic possession, she is thrown into an ancient battle over the gateway to the underworld. On one side, a sinister traveling temple known for making dark wishes come true has returned to Chinatown after many years, intent on breaking down the gateway and unleashing the wickedness within. On the other side, there are guardians determined to stop this encroaching evil. And in order to survive, Ruby must not only face the horror taking over her community, but she must also confront the horror within herself. Join acclaimed storyteller Julie I. Lin in this bone-chilling, propulsive tale that takes the horrors of the Asian diaspora experience to a whole new level. Let's see the book. Nothing special, but still pretty. Pretty blue inside. Let's see the inside. The dark becomes her. Praise for the dark becomes her. Let's see what people have to say about it. Lin has written a chilling and enthralling dive into Taiwanese mythology. Read it with the lights on. Deliciously terrifying. Once Upon a K-Prom, the writer. A layered and emotional horror novel, viscerally told, where the weight of familial expectations take on the fearful proportions of a monster, and the bonds of love grow twisted and strange, spine-tingling, pulse-stirring, and expertly crafted. Ava Reed, the author of Study in Drowning. The dark becomes her is the best kind of horror story, drawn on vivid imaginary and emotion to craft imagery and emotion to craft a story of sisterhood and spirits of gods and family expectations of the world of the dead and the equally terrifying world of adolescence. I couldn't put it down. Kate Alice Marshall, author of Rules for Finishing, brimming with unsettling ghosts and haunting Taiwanese legends. This book will crawl under your skin and possess you. Rebecca Schaefer, author of Not Even Bones and Only Ash Remains. The dark becomes her. The dark becomes her. For Mimi, the best sister ever, you still owe me a bubble tea. That's cute. And a content warning. Body horror and gore descriptions involving the threat and occurrence of physical violence, including mentions of self-harm, loss of parents, and mentions of stigma against mental illness. Okay. It's got Vietnamese writing here in it. Dark magic in Chinatown. Is that just part 1, the possession? Soulful heart. I wonder if I'd get in trouble for reading this. I don't want to get in trouble for reading part of a book I can't read. I really don't. It looks pretty good to me, though. I'm not much of a horror reader myself, but it's got such a fantasy aspect to it. And then I got this one, which I've heard so many good things about. So it's got pretty pages as well. Let's go ahead and read the synopsis. Let me get a drink of water. My throat gets dry. When old secrets catch fire, everything will burn. Okay, in a mortal world colonized by gods and ruled over by the Descended, their cruel, magical offspring, Damon Bellator yearns to escape her poor village. I'm gonna call her Diem. I don't really know how to say it. Diem. Her mother's sudden disappearance and discovery of dangerous secret about her past offer Diem an unexpected opportunity to enter the dark world of the descended royalty and unlock the web of mysteries her mother left behind. With the dying king's handsome, enigmatic heir watching her every move and ruthless rebel alliance recruiting her to join the growing civil war, Diem will have to navigate the unwritten rules of love, power, and politics in order to save her family and all of mortal kind. With detailed world building and a brooding and troubled anti-hero and heroine, with strong backbone struggling between duty to family, love, and all mortal kind. This epic, slow-burn romantasy is a page-turner for romance and fantasy fans alike. School Library Journal, Star Review. And the author's name is Ben Cole, an internationally best-selling author of magical worlds, feisty women, and angsty romance. Her debut series, The Kindred's Curse Saga, has been sold in over a dozen languages to date. Although she's a Texas girl born and bred, she currently lives with her husband in France, where she can usually be found eating far too many pastries and trolling her readers on Discord. For the latest updates on appearances, new releases, and bonus content from the series, join Pen's mailing list at pencole.com. Blah 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 blah. Handles. See, there's 4 other books. Or 3 other books. I have Spark. 3 other books. Don't miss Diem's epic journey. Kindred's Cursed Saga. Is there a map? For anyone who has ever been told their spark shouldn't burn so bright, and for all the people who love them precisely because it did. Oh, there is a map. It's like a donut. Sacred Sea. Looks like another barrel. Interesting. And as I am reading these books, I usually flip back and forth like, oh, that's the place, where are they? You know what I mean? It's pretty interesting to me. That artwork, it's kind of cool. So, mysteries her mother left behind. Isn't it always a girl's mother screwing things up? So now, I'm going to add these to my TBR book list. If you don't know, I use these little scratch-off sticker things. You scratch off TBR, I write the name of the book in there, and then you put a little sticker on top of it. And then when you're ready to pick a new book, you just scratch that off, and it'll tell you what book to read, so you don't have to make a decision. Because I don't like making decisions. Everflame. And then we take one of these stickers and boom. The dark comes her. Just making sure it's dry. I don't want it to smudge. Good deal. And then this one. My funny Valentine. Okay. Grab hold of my thing over here. And then I have my little box full of these. And I'm not the one who pulls these. My daughter pulls them, she scratches them, and she tells me which book I'm reading. But here's an example. It says Assistant to the Villain. That one I scratched off. Well, my daughter did. And yeah. Another one. The Baby Dragon Cafe. So basically I just go like this for her. Shuffle them all up. And I go like this. I fan them out. And I tell her, pick one. Just pick anyone in the whole world. And she'll pick it and she'll scratch it off. She'll pick a side. Should it have two? And she will tell me my next book to read. It's fun for her. And I just keep them right here in my little box. There we go. See? And this sits on my bookshelf with this little guy sitting right on top of it. He keeps guard. He sleeps on the job a lot. My little dragon, isn't he cute? He's so cute. Sorry, losing focus. Okay. So now I'm going to give you some nice, soothing, page-turning sounds. And since these books usually do better, I will do this one. So I'm going to stop talking now and turn some pages. says hi, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think Eddie's telling me it's bedtime. I hope you guys fell asleep. I hope you can't even hear any of this. I hope you're at least very relaxed. Thank you for the purrs, Ed. Thank you. Such a good boy. I hope you have a really good day, a really good night. I hope you get some good rest. Me and Eddie both do. He's ready for bed. He's a tired boy. His eyes are so ready to be closed. Look at him. He says it's bedtime, Mama. Hope I see you guys in the next one.